So, hello and welcome, Internet. I am Inkanite, also known as Gladiator, and I'm joined here by Black Templar and Romkey for a change. I think this is the first time you're joining the analysis.
Yes, it's true indeed. Usually I'm just in the chat and whatnot, making comments, but unfortunately, be discussing some things.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's usually me and Ignite doing most of the analysis through these shows.
Yeah, most of the time it is. Um,
Well, sometimes all the people join, like Pirate, I think, joined last time, but
yeah, he joins a good chunk of the times too. But there is one thing that we have to address for everyone. Ben, the Wood Elves, he dropped out of the league. He was gotten caught up a lot with his job, so we will have to replace him with some dwarfs. That's why you do not see him in these
he,
last week. Bit he's replaced from
he,
Dub Dubby.
he, yeah. Which I like to express, Ben. I know how you feel about jobs and all that. I know you got Pafuna tail, mate. But whenever you get your free time back, we would like you to come back eventually when you get your free time back. You know what I mean, buddy? You're always welcome to come back to this league.
Indeed. Well
I
said.
did, actually, I was the last person to actually play against Ben. It was really fun against him, although he did get kind of fucked by that. But I do hope he returns as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he got an awful lot this
Yeah.
week. So definitely, Ben, if you feel like you want to join back, you can. Always open arms for you to join back. I'd love to see some more of your halflings do some more flinging. um, but either way, with one person gone, we did replace him luckily, and we have to move on. So let's just go ahead and get this week started, beginning with some Dark Elves versus my team, the Underworld.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I watched this match. It's uh, very interesting to say the least. Uh,
I thought you were robbed, Ink. I thought you were robbed of it.
I
Especially in
was,
my
I
opinion.
really was freaking. I surrounded the
Yeah,
ball
he lost.
carrier, and I still
He lost.
couldn't. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
He just got a lucky like shove and then just got the ball in.
Yeah, and I made him do a
To be
lot of
honest,
freaking rolls too.
it kind of showed though there is a chink in Molt's armor. We now see a chink in his armor. Maybe we can actually finally get through him and actually kill these
Well,
elves.
I didn't ever do any real damage to his team, but I was able to knock out half his team mostly.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
downplayed a lot. It was really troubling for him. Like especially those shelves you took down. Those were like really fucking important. You just
Yeah, heck, he was able to surf my thrower though, and make him get injured. So I'll be missing him next game. That's my extra arms guy. That is gonna hurt. Uh, but at the same time, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been actually something involving with a stat down, which in that sense it wasn't so bad. I actually got to give it to Maul. He's a really good player. And Dark Elves are always hard to fight against with teams that aren't like specialized in killing or something like. Granted, I have killers on my team. Obviously, I have my blitzers, but they're not kitted out yet to be killing. One of them has Mighty Blow, but he doesn't have anything else to really grasp on killing with. And
Yeah, but the thing is though, I have to question though his decision on his skill set, especially on his witch elf.
mhm.
Given her wrestle was, I maybe that's kind of a poor choice for her,
Well,
in
in
my
my
opinion.
opinion, I think it's not a bad choice because considering if you get both down, yes, the witch elf could be hit with a be on the ground obviously, and he can get fouled if it's the
Yeah,
enemy's turn.
yeah,
But
hot
wrestle,
water.
yeah.
but wrestle never ends a turn.
I would say, and but like you just said, the downside to that wrestling tactic is that if it's the opponent's turn's coming up next, or it is the opponent's turn, then that witch elf is susceptible to being absolutely stomped to oblivion.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
definitely tried to do
his wit.
that.
Yeah, you're not the only one, by the way, Glass. Fucking
Oh, I
Pete
know, freaking
tried it.
Eternal, he
I
did it.
killed a witch elf. Yeah, he killed a witch elf, but then thankfully he got an apothecary and then just
Yep, yep.
That's the thing though. But that's the thing you gotta look at. I think I do question his tactic. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wrestle's still a good skill, but not on certain players, and she's like one of them. I would rather have her block that way because she's a frenzy to advantage.
Yeah, and he's gotten a lot of his players back. Malt does. He is the highest team value team in this league. He's at 1630 because I didn't do any really lasting damage to him. This team is looking very scary. Granted, his guard was away, so that was actually really good for me. And I think his mighty blow. No, his guard was still there. His mighty blow was gone. That's what it was, and I think it was the kicker or tackler or something like that. That was gone too.
Yeah, but the problem is though, who he's facing next, which we'll cover a little bit later. I got a bad feeling he's not gonna be too troubled, and that's what worries me.
But yeah, it was a good game. It was a tie.
We'll get to that.
It could have been a lot worse for me considering the predictions was like 3-1 or 3-0. It's like, wait a minute, no. So I was able to beat the predictions on that behalf. But I made a rookie mistake on turn 8 where I could have actually gotten a second touchdown and essentially making it a win for me. But I picked up the ball with a blitzer, and that was a rookie mistake. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that was kind of important. Yeah, that did cost you the game, I think. But I also like to make a mention of the fact that at one point he did some really good dodges with the ball, and he almost got it but failed the throw. Like,
dude,
if he succeeded.
He had a sequence of 6, and I think it was either a 2 or a 3, but it was else. If he's dodging, he's fine. But I think he got like 3 6s in a sequence.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. There was so many.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a bit ludicrous.
But either way, good game.
It was a bit ludicrous, yeah.
What do you want to say, Black, before we move on?
But we are seeing now a chink in that arm of his. We did see a chink, and it's like, can we actually exploit it is the question.
With that team value and his team back to 100%, I don't know. It's going to be hard. But it can be done. We've seen it can be done.
But it can be hard, but he's in the same boat as Gojira. They're both in the same boat. They have set players who are so good, but if they start to lose them, that team will fall apart.
Indeed.
And you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Indeed, yes.
Which we'll cover. Which we'll cover when we get to Gojira. We'll cover that, but it's that point that I'd like to make on that.
And let's move on to the Undead versus Chaos.
Oh, this is. I also watched part of this. There was a couple of funny moments. I believe that at one point, I think the Undead killed like 2 Chaos in the same, or like injured, like a single turn for a touchdown at one point. He got like a kill in on one guy. Thankfully, had an apothecary ready, and then just injured another one. And like I think it was, I'm not sure, but it was.
Yeah, this Chaos team, man.
He injured 2 beastmen. One was his armored one, and the other one was his blocker. They both got just missed next game, I believe, the pair of them.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And to be honest, we kind of seeing the same pattern with no offense to Maz, but we're seeing the same pattern here. He's not being aggressive enough. He's being too he's not going out hell level for a touchdown. He's trying to do more damage than he is trying to score touchdowns in most of that game. I'll be honest.
And yeah, in his record, he doesn't have a single win for the season. He has 4 draws and 4 losses. He doesn't have a single win. He's second to last.
Yeah.
Actually, under freaking Johnny. Oh no.
And once he goes against Johnny, he maybe just gets a couple of wins in.
Yeah, he might get a win there.
We got guys. G Rules asked, can we increase the volume of Rom and Black? I'm at maximum volume, buddy.
I can increase.
Yeah,
volume
I hear Black fine, but I think I'll just put my I'll just talk a little bit closer to the mic.
I can increase volume on stream too. I'll do that right now.
Yep.
But where were we? That game's where he beat him 2-0. He that Chaos team though, it is looking tattered. Yeah, he has some skills. His Chaos team has a lot of block, and of course there's a tentacle guy. So one Chaos Warrior with block, Beastman with block, Beastman that's injured is block, another Beastman with extra arms and block. So that's really good. One thing that he did on my game against him, His Minotaur was missing next game, and I think one of his Chaos Warriors. What he did is he sold his Minotaur with 4 SPP that was missing next game, got another one, so he had like 150k when he could have actually sold to the stat down Beastman with the armor value and gotten 2 more. I think that was a bad mistake.
It usually it is. I mean, sometimes you might want to just take the hit to avoid your opponent getting like inducements and all that. You might as well just take the hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I think I still was going to get a little bit of inducements, but yeah, he put that Minotaur in there. I was thinking, whoa, why did you do that? Big Dog, he's still green. I don't think he's rookie anymore, but he is definitely still green. It's about making that decision, but he did that on my game, and now it's really cost him now because now he's down 2 Beastmen, and 2 other Beastmen of his is actually stat down for armor value, which Beastmen needs that armor, especially considering they fight something like Orcs or another bashy team, like the Undead, for example. That armor is really helpful. Matt said something. Could have been a 2-1, but I was 1 square from scoring on turn 8. Yeah, when you I think I saw that too. Yeah, he was trying to get a touchdown turn 8 and make it a I think it was going to be a 1-1 at the time to make it a tie, and then he tripped over and Knuffle said, "No, you can't get no touchdown."
That's unfortunate. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the dice rolls overall. The ball, of course, the Chaos had the ball more than the Undead, surprisingly. But, yeah, let's see. SPP is about normal for both of them, considering how many touchdowns they got. Dice for Maz. He has a lot of 6s and 5s. He only has 13 1s and 22 2s. Everything else is way above average, considering how many grand 3s and 4s.
Yeah. But if you look at his blocking dice, though, for Maz, he spent more time pushing than punching.
Yeah, 33 pushes and 15 pals, considering that there could be doubles. Same with stumbles. Stumbles against Chaos is pretty much about the same because there's not any dodge. And granted, the Chaos team had a lot of pushes, but he had a lot more pals and stumbles. So in that sense, yeah, the dice was a little more in favor of Chaos for pals. But considering the injuries, they're more in favor of Maz, even though touchdowns weren't.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to take the moment to note that the Chaos team has been suffering quite a bunch of like terrible injuries. Like there's always like a miss next game after like a match.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Pig's Chaos team is a little bit more. I don't know. For some reason they keep getting hurt. Probably just due to Knuffle being a dick or something. But I don't know.
Probably so.
Probably.
But speaking of undead, let's talk about this undead that's going to probably be dead soon. The Necromantic team versus the Bretonnians.
Oh God,
all I'm gonna say is,
I'm
gonna say this. This was the Jeremy show. This was just Jeremy's show all through that match.
Yeah.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Everything. It was
just disaster.
Yeah,
it was a train wreck.
Painful.
I saw
even worse. Like what's also really bad about this match is the fact that look at the SPP. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 14 for that one player. I'm sorry, but he is now the most wanted player to be killed in this league right now, next to Russian Trump.
He got so much SPP. I don't know what he did. Even Oath himself was confused to how much SPP he got. Like I think it was because he got like a bunch of touchdowns as well as but it's still way.
Yeah, and he also got MVP as well. It's just like Knuffle says, right, this is the man you have to kill.
Who did he kill? I know didn't he kill a zombie? What else did he kill?
Well, I think he only killed a zombie, and I think there was also a werewolf. Yeah, a werewolf.
But he regened. That's like, probably what happened. He killed the werewolf, but he regened.
No. The werewolf got killed. The werewolf he failed to regen.
Did he? Oh, did he have 2 werewolves?
Yeah, he had 2 werewolves, but one of them like.
Yeah, because he just bought them. I remember now. Yeah, he just bought that werewolf. He put him in the game, and he got killed.
That was the most painful thing to see. Just a werewolf.
Yeah.
He bought. But that was. I gotta be fair here though.
freaking his white has an agility up with Mighty Blow, obviously blocks automatic, and his ghoul has an a increased movement allowance, which is still really good. His team is not looking bad. And granted, I would like another reroll, but that comes in time. I think werewolves are a little more important than rerolls. Obviously, he did try to get a werewolf, but he died.
Yeah. And as a former necromantic player from the last league, from the last season, when I saw that death of the werewolf, I felt his pain because.
Oh yeah.
Believe me, G Rules. I mean, yeah. I know how you feel, G Rules. I mean, I used to be the second place for my necromantic team, and I felt the pain when my wolf got taken out. So I know your pain, buddy. I know your pain.
Yeah, he said actually 2 werewolves died. I think one of them regen. So yeah, I thought I saw a werewolf die, but regen. He said he almost cried. I don't blame you.
I believe that wasn't that an injury on the wolf, or am I like here? Because what I remember is that he got like an injury, like one of his wolves got injured, just badly hurt.
It may be so. That might be the case.
But I do remember, like, I think he already lost another werewolf like a previous match. I'm not sure about if you can confirm that.
I gotta look at this POW dice. Granted, to be honest, he wasn't a lot of POW, so his armor was crap. Don't get me wrong. When freaking Necromantic has crap armor, there's nothing you can do. Because I fought a Khemri team. Yes, Khemri, you think it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, most of the time their mummies don't even have Mighty Blow. This one had a Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian and a Blitzera. And my armor was paper. And I had only like 4 people on the field when I fought them. That was a different league. He had a good chunk of block dice, to be fair. So, yeah, that Brit team. I want to look at that before we move on because his team is getting ridiculous.
Yep. And the thing is though, I think he does have to face the Rehensibles very soon.
Yeah, I hope they kill each other.
That would be a very.
Who doesn't?
Man, he has 4
I'm just checking
blodgers, tackle. Oof.
Yeah.
Mighty Blow. Oof. That's a
Only
scary
a
team.
dwarf has the best chance of dealing with him at the moment.
To be
Well,
fair,
thank
yeah.
God, because we've got dwarves in it.
Yep.
And let's see. Ronky, you got to face him at week 15, so week 13.
I know, but I'll.
Look with that.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah,
free to
that Finn.
problems later on.
That Finn was a big thing against you, man. Or, yeah. But let's move on.
Well, the thing is, though, I've just checked these. I've just checked.
Say what you gotta say
checked
first.
the Amber Knight. Yeah, I checked the Amber Knight's run, and the only strong team he's got to face is Scythe. That's it. The rest is just all the easy teams.
I mean,
including you, Glad, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, granted, my team's not a strong team, but once I get my specialized killers in there, then it's gonna be fairly strong, and it's the last one I have to face. So my team should be fairly strong when I have to face them.
Yeah.
But either way.
Anyhow, should we move on to the?
Yes, let's move on.
Mugging?
And the complete stomp of another team, the Norse, not surprisingly, against the Orcs.
Didn't we didn't you guys say there was going to be three for black?
I think I was trying to give Johnny some credit, saying that he had a chance, but no one.
The issue is that Johnny didn't play for the ball. He just played to punch people, and I don't think you can out-punch Orcs.
I actually saw this game. The biggest issue I had with Johnny is not using his Yeti correctly.
I know. His Yeti was on the floor half the fucking time. Like, I just saw it on the floor. He never got him to stood up. Like, even if it failed, like, the wild... But, like, fucking... He didn't do anything with it. He just let it stay on the floor. Just like, just don't need it. I can just punch.
Well, the thing with Johnny, he wasn't using the Yeti correctly. You have to attack with the Yeti. Only reason why I'm saying that is because if you don't, it's a 4+ for his wild animal to not kick in or not. If you attack with the Yeti, it's a 2+ instead of a 4+. Meaning, you can effectively get more blocks with the Yeti, which has claws. And claws against orcs, which most of their guys have armor value 9, is really good.
And, oh, by the way, Pig Dog, you owe me a massive favor for what I've helped you with. What I did to the Yeti, you owe me a favor.
Oh yeah, didn't you took him out for next game?
Yeah.
I did.
So yeah,
I
that
killed
is.
Bijan. I took his head off.
Yeah, you also was it like a berserker? I don't know. I don't remember. You killed.
Look at
Killed
this
Bijan.
freaking team, though. There's 3 guys there on his team that has armor value 6. One of them is his thrower, and one of them is his berserker. Fire those guys! Get rid of them!
I mean,
I
what
tried to
if-
kill them, but they wouldn't die.
Armor value 6 is halfling armor.
And
I mean, okay. I did make 1 die and 2 miss next games, but to be honest, Johnny's 6 armor 6 guys. He really does need to get rid of them, but he's not willing to get rid of them because he doesn't want to pay money to replace them.
That's fair, and granted, these guys would be great for fouling. I am not going to lie to that. They're really good for fouling. And something else, use the berserker to block when he's on the ground, because if he passes his agility up, he can block while still be on the ground because that's jump up. That is one skill that you definitely need to utilize, Johnny, if your guy is on the ground, not dead.
I mean, to be honest, when the blizzard kicked in, that ruined some of my strategy. I was thinking, "Ugh, I can't
Oh yeah,
pass
you couldn't
for
even
fun
pick up
now."
the ball. You couldn't pass. Yeah, that was great for Johnny, but he couldn't really utilize it to his advantage.
he didn't
Unfortunately.
capitalize at all. He didn't capitalize on it at all.
And I think he forgot about the
Mm.
ball for like the second half, where he just put all his guys up front, saying, "Wait a minute, Johnny, what are you doing?"
Like I
Yeah,
said, he just
and what
kept
happened?
trying to outpunch the orcs. He kept trying to outpunch orcs, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work when you don't
That's
have
it.
any mighty blow, and you're not using your claw effectively.
And you're facing someone like me as well, which is like, you really don't want to make any mistakes, or I will punish you.
Yep. Yep. So either way,
Damn.
good job to you, Black, for steamrolling Johnny. Which, in all this reality, he knew this was going to happen just because of the skill gap. But could have been worse. It could have been a 4-0, which he was able to avoid. Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some Amazons, to some Lizardmen.
Now this match was quite intriguing. I have to admit, this was quite an intriguing match.
Oh really?
Listen,
wasn't able to watch this one, though.
I have to give Bright credit. He had a game plan, and it worked. It worked well.
Mm.
Shame he couldn't kill anyone, but it worked well.
Oh, did
And
he have a
Russian
chainsaw
Strike
field?
did hardly anything in that match.
I think
Oh.
I watched like a small
No.
portion of this match myself. I watched a small portion of this match myself, and I remember seeing like a bunch of fouling from both sides because I think they just after like a while they just gave up on the. So, I don't know what. That's like at least what I.
But yeah, there was a chainsaw on the field.
Yeah,
I
but-
think. Yeah. Bright had a chainsaw and he hurt. I think he got it either stunned or injured or something. I don't know what it was, but he did get a successful chainsaw against the Amazons. One successful chainsaw.
I think KO.
I mean, well, he is missing the New World Order, which is his best running skink, so he's missing that for the next game. But most of his team is pretty much intact. It's just that's where he plays missing. But to be honest, Bright actually did well to get a draw against Gajira, and no offense to Gajira, but he seemed a little bit like slow out the gates for a period of time.
Yeah. Well, Lizardman's not that fun to fight against. Yes, he has 3 or 4 guard, which one of them actually got an MVP, which sucks because I'm going to have to fight them next. But that his guard is ridiculous on that team. They are so annoying.
Yeah, but it's covers of what I said at the beginning of the show. I said the problem with Gojira's team is if he loses all 4 of his blitzers, or at least 2 of them, his team will fall apart.
Yeah. Indeed, and that
That's the thing,
tackle was
he's
a
got-
big thing too.
and that's and that's the thing he's got to look at now. Gojira knows for a fact that if he loses at least 2 of them, or all 4 of them, to miss games or permanent injury or death, that team is pretty much in massive trouble.
Well, it's gonna be in a lot more trouble, yeah. And he is missing 2 people for. Well, he's missing 1 person for next game. I think he fired the other
Yeah.
one. He had to. I'm
They
pretty
fired
sure
the other one. Yeah. Yeah, he fired the one because I think the one had an armor decrease, and it's like an armor 6 on Amazon is like practically see you later as soon as the first punch hits her.
And he only has 11 players.
But,
Oh man, that's an opportunity for me. But yeah, those
Foul him.
blitzers. Those blitzers
Bring
is
him.
gonna be the scary part.
You're gonna have
but if you can get one of those, I mean, there is a way you can actually harm the blitzers without fouling. There is one way.
Just punch them straight up and make sure they go down.
Of course, you might have. No, there's another way. Unfortunately, you might have to sacrifice some poor defenseless little people. To do it.
Oh! Throw a goblin at the face. Oh man, yeah, I probably have to do that eventually.
Yes. Yeah, because you gotta remember, if a goblin hits them, they can't stop that because
No.
like, well, it's an airborne attack, not a direct attack.
That is
make
true.
sure not to throw.
That's a strategy you can use.
Oh man, I need to get some more ammunition then, because I'm actually down a Skaven. So I need to buy another gobbo.
Gobbo.
Oh man.
Sorry, Kujira, but the truth is, you are getting too out of control. We need to put you down to make sure you're not getting too out of control.
Well, I mean, granted, his SPP is actually lower, considering, yeah, he fired one and the other one's going to be missing next game, which is good for me. But it's going to be a tough match. We'll talk about that later, though. But yeah, good job on Lizardman for making a tie, because it could have been a lot worse considering how great Gajira can be. So yeah, good job on that, Bright. So let's move on to some elves that are not nowhere near as good as humans.
Oh, Ronky, I was laughing my ass off when I was watching this match. What you did to die. I was laughing my ass off.
This was the dumbest match so far I've played. Like, I don't even care. I don't even know what to say about it. You know what? You guys can just talk. You guys just talk about it. I'll listen here and.
No.
you guys have to say it.
You're the one that won the match. You gotta explain what happened here.
Okay, well, the first half wasn't really that interesting. It was just me, like a passing, or kind of like, oh, I'm ball through, nothing special. I did get a kill win with my catcher of all people. Like, he got I think like a both block, which is pretty good.
Mhm.
He got a kill on Iron Man, but great. The second half, on the other hand, Jesus.
Do you know when in the chat, right? We were all shouting Thanos snap. We were all shouting
Yeah,
Thanos snap because
It was
We
literally.
were all
I was
shouting
thinking
at-
to myself, like, oh my. Yeah, it was
Just-
beautiful.
it was we were all, like I said, we were all laughing our ass off in the chat. We were rooting for you to try and kill every one of his elves, but we thought when you got Iron Man, I thought, oh, you got him. It's Fennel time. It's Fennel time and all that.
Sadly, used the time stone, so it did not work out.
He
very
used
well.
the time
But
stone.
It was kill moments. So dumb. But what's even more funny was half. I believe that actually, one thing that happened in the first half to mention is he got nuffled real hard. He had an elf in the backline who threw the ball to, and he had to not roll a 1, otherwise he got a touchdown. And he obviously rolled a 1 down, which was quite amusing to me because that probably cost him. As for the second half, however, I'd like to take a mention of the fact that at one point he rolled a both down and a skull, so he re-rolled it. Skull. Well then, then the same thing, single next turn, the same thing happens to me. I roll a down and a skull, and then I just get a.
That reminds me
So
of
we
our
put-
game,
Yeah.
Ronky.
Yeah, just
We're-
double skulls everywhere except.
And triple skulls, let's not forget
And-
about them.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I think you had like 3 of them
Yeah,
that
it
game.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. The whole skull thing, that was hilarious. But still, I mean, you won the match. You've proven you're better than the Ponce elves. So
Well, don't worry because Eternal's definitely gonna keep on ranting by the fact that he's above me in the. But we'll get to see how that goes later on. Maybe I'll
Actually-
if I
yeah, well,
yeah, he's just slightly above
well,
you.
I could say to Die, hey, I could say this to Die, Eternal, hey Die, I'm better than you, and I'm better than passing, and I'm above you. So don't get too uppity, buddy.
beat him. I did beat him at the passing game. Like I got some nice passes in, especially on the last 2 turns. I just got a lovely pass in with catch, managed to get a touchdown, and then obviously everyone's like, "Oh, there's gonna be a blitz for you, or like an extra turn for you." Nope, I got an extra blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, good job pulling the upset. I'm saying that's an upset because considering he's being really cocky saying that he's better than you because his team is better than humans, obviously. So
He wants to do a rematch. He wants to do a rematch, and I happily obliged by getting like a friendly rematch on it.
so
Just
good job on you beating them up. So I like seeing L's. Granted, his team is still bolstering with freaking team values. His team is scary. Freaking 1,570, and he has the Agi up thrower. Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. He needs to die. Captain America, you need to go away.
I was lucky. I was lucky to injure Captain America on like the first few turns. I was so goddamn lucky with that. Because if he had Captain America, I would have.
Yeah, that's a freaking scary throw right there. It's disgusting. He needs to die. But either way, good job on you, Ronki. Let's start talking about some ogres versus some dwarfs, though. The person who replaced the wood elves is the dwarfs, and that's who fought the ogres. He got a victory, so good job on that too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest about that match. It was, well, boring.
It was boring. Oh man.
I mean, it was boring. It was like nothing was happening. It was just like, oh, one casualty, one touchdown, one MVP. That was it. It was like, I expected a massacre, not
Yeah.
a freaking like just a love tap. It was just a love tap affair. I was like, come on, guys, get stuck in.
The start was just stunts, and then it just kept on being either stuns or chaos. And then I was like, I think like there were 2 injured, I think, for like a Pirates team, and one of them was because he threw a Snotling, and the Snotling just landed and got an injury. But like. Otherwise, it wasn't really that spectacular of a match. I had hoped to see more, especially since I'm going up against Pirates next.
And considering on how many freaking Snollies there are, he has an extra ogre now. How many ogres did he have that game? 5 or 4?
5.
So yeah, he had
No,
a
he
lot
had
of
4.
ogres.
5.
He has 5 ogres now, but he had 4 that previous round.
Okay, so
he
that
got,
game you only had 4. 5 ogres now. That's getting quite scary. I'm not gonna lie. His team value is getting ridiculous.
Well, that's gonna help me because it means less inducements for him. But like, then those ogres.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but like
it was a
but
boring
like I said,
fest,
I was
so-
expecting lots of Snotlings to die, but no, it was just like I was disappointed. I thought, you know, it was gonna be a slaughter fest, but nope, it was just a boring match. It was like,
The dwarves wanted to pat the little knobbers on the head. They didn't want to kill him for some kind of reason.
They were each fouling each other as well. They were like, I believe like there were 2 Snotlings were sent off because of fouling, and one I think one dwarf sent off as well for fouling. And worst of all, else didn't do anything. The players just got sent off, and it didn't do anything. It didn't give any injuries, not even maybe a few stuns, but like not even a kick.
Oh man.
like I said, it was bad.
Oh man. Well, let's move on from that boring match into something that was actually a little more entertaining. Chaos Wars versus
Oh
Rats.
yes.
The
I
Rats
have
got
to say
such-
this about the Reds got absolutely beaten to a bloody pulp, but they still pulled the window.
That's Rats for you. Surprising. If they get beaten to a pulp, they still surprisingly come out with a win. And let's talk about this. There is an interception in the league.
Yes, Duke, the Hobgoblin, intercepted a.
Yep. Freaking, I think his name was
I know it's funny, but
Duke.
the thing is though, you know, it'd be more funny if a Snotling could intercept. Now that's gonna be funny.
Yeah, that would
that
be
happens.
hilarious. But it's still pretty good to see a Hobgoblin do that. And I'm not gonna lie, that is unfortunate for the Rats though. His MVP went to a loner that got injured.
Yeah.
Also, his
But-
rat.
Yeah.
But heck,
think- To be honest, though, I mean, Sarge is he's an okay player. He knows what he's got to do, but I do question some of his attacking decisions when it comes to fighting certain teams and players.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The rats tend to die in prodigious fashion. We
Yeah,
can all agree on that.
And it really sucks about his freaking rat ogre. That guy has a movement allowance down. It's not gonna be a big deal on rat ogres. I'm not gonna lie. It's not really worth to fire him because of that. But it is gonna suck that he's gonna be missing him and the freaking strength of gutter runner for his next game. That's gonna suck. So that's gonna be 4 loners, and one of them is gonna be replacing someone that actually is gonna be an anchor to the line. So he's not gonna have much of a line anymore again.
Yeah, and considering who he's facing next, that might be the worst case scenario.
Let's hope there's gonna be some rats before this season's over with.
I don't think there's gonna
Oh
be
yes.
there won't be any rats.
There might be only rats in the next game when considering who he's facing next.
Indeed, so I'm going to confirm this round. That's actually the first time I'm actually going to do this on stream. So let's go ahead and start talking about the next week. Let's start talking about the Sterling Stitches versus the Rehensibles. Dark Elves versus Necromantic.
Oh, I'm gonna say right here, right now. Sorry, J Rules, but I'm gonna give this to a 3-0 win to the Dark Elves.
Ooh.
Sorry, buddy.
Ooh.
Because here's the reason. But there's reasons for this decision. One, he has no tackle, so
That's
he can't
true.
stop half the players that have got dodge.
Mhm.
2, most of the Dark Elves have block, so that means he can't stop that.
Yeah.
And 3, his Witch Elf is not like a wrestle. She can actually go after the ghoul and just literally make his life a living hell.
Yeah. And his Mighty Bow's black. Oh, Mighty Bow's black. Mighty Bow is back. And his other Witch Elf is back. So, yeah. But at the same time, there's going to be some inducements. And possibly a chainsaw.
I hope that GB Rules uses those inducements correctly, because I really want to see some Principles die today, especially one of the Witch Elves. Like,
Yeah.
I do like the
Who
the
doesn't?
art much, but like I also want to see some chaos going on. I just want to see like a chainsaw solve up a Witch Elf in hand.
Well, I gotta
agree.
give credit to JW Rules for this, because he's one of the only few coaches besides myself that fouls a lot, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, but here's the thing we've got to look at though. How many times is he going to get the opportunity to foul? Because like I said, the Dark Elves, most of them like either got dodge or block, so they're going to be very hard to put down.
I'm going to say it really depends who gets the ball first. If JW Rules gets the ball first, he can get the upper hand at that point. He can get some 2 dives with the Flesh Golem. He can get some, maybe even a possible surf with his Werewolf if his thing's positioned correctly for it. He has a white with agility up, so he's probably going to be the ball carrier, believe it or not. Or a passer for that matter, and have the ghouls run down the field. Granted, it's not really great against elves because they can probably just intercept it. But he doesn't have to worry about Find.
Yeah.
His zombie has an armor value up, so he's going to be annoying. He's going to probably be on the field. As long as his armor's not paper, I think this might be going to the Necromantic team. I think it's time for them to actually get a victory under their belt again. I think it's time for them to hurt some Dark Elves with a chainsaw or whatever kind of inducement he uses, because it might be a chainsaw or a wizard for that matter, and a wizard against Dark Elves is amazing.
Well, I would recommend taking the Halfling Master Chef,
That's also an option.
because
It could really screw
Yeah,
up
'cause-
the Dark Elf.
Granted, when he was
you have to
fighting
remember the
against
Dark
me,
Elves.
he didn't really use that many rerolls because, of course, agility 4 and block.
That's the thing though. But as soon as he loses the rerolls, he's in a state of right. I can't make anything silly, do anything silly, because one mistake could punish me.
Indeed, that is going to be a big thing in that. What do you think is going to score be, everyone?
I've stated my case 3-0 to the Rehensibles.
3-0.
I guess I'll go fine. I say I really don't know what it will go. I think I'm more leaning towards Dark Elves, like maybe 2-0 or 2-1. But it really comes down, if GB Rules gets fucked by dice again, it will just be another train wreck. But if the dice are kind, then I think he may be able to get like a 1 point in against like Dark 2. Maybe even tie.
Now, if you
But I'm
cheer
not
for the
that
freaking Necromantic team, they're probably guaranteed going to win.
Yeah, possibly. I could do that, possibly.
I want the Necromantic team to win. I want to see a victory under their belt because I think on the leaderboards right now, they're sitting in 10th place, and Dark Elves is obviously number 1, right beside the Amazon. So I want to see, of course, both of them two teams lose, so then we can start seeing a little more of an even stretch of the league. But I want Necromantic to win. I want it to be a 2-1 or a 2-2 tie. I want to see either a tie or a loss against the Dark Elves, but I'll prefer a win. So I'm going to give it to the Necromantic team. I was going to say a 2-1 because I want them to win. I am being biased here. I want them to win. I want to see some fouls that actually do some damage to them because my team wasn't fouling with damage. I guess they forgot to put some studs on their cleats, some steel-toed studs, whatever you want to call them. And I want to see a Dark Elf loss here. I'm sorry, Malt. You're a good player, but you have too many victories and you need to lose.
Agreed.
You need to be put in your place, Malt. I'm sorry.
Pretty much. So let's move on to some Chaos versus some Norse.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Pig Dog, you owe me a favor because I took away that claw guy for you. Now you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. There is going to be a lot less block, obviously, on the field, which I was thinking maybe going to be the case for Johnny to win against you, Black, because I did say that he was going to win, even though I know you're going to win, obviously. I gave it to Johnny just to give him some hopes and dreams, but then you crushed him, which I appreciate, too, because I like seeing that, too. But this Chaos team is tattered. I'm not going to lie. The only thing that he has really strong is his Chaos Warriors, obviously, but only one of them has block, and the Minotaur, which is going to be obviously a good anchor, but his Chaos Warriors can do that automatically. And his Beast Mode extra arm is going to be really great. So he has 3 block pieces compared to the Norse team that doesn't.
Yeah, but you also got to look at the fact as well. Johnny's team's not in the greatest shape either.
No, it's not.
He's got 3 players that have armor 6, and if Pig Dog can get a good hit on them, especially with the Minotaur, it's good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, and
or like a Blitz of the Beast.
Pig Dog, try to get a level up on your Minotaur. Try your best to, because this is an easy team to try to do it against. Especially, say for example, you go after a Ulfrunir that doesn't have block or the armor 6. If you get either a 2-die or a 3-die on the other guys that doesn't have a strength up, well, heck, you can get a 3-die with a blitzing Minotaur anyways against these guys. So if you can blitz one of those guys with armor value 6, there's a good chance you can definitely take him down. He has Mighty Blow against armor value 6, probably armor value 5, and if you break it, it's gonna be a an injury most likely. Oh man, so yeah, try to get a level up on that Minotaur.
Watch as those Norsemen become freaking snotflakes in regards to armor.
Johnny's been getting crap for his armor, I'm not gonna lie, considering all of his injuries and how they affect his team.
Yep.
So, what's the score, y'all?
Probably 2-0 for Big Dog.
I'm going with that 2-0 to Pig Dog.
I'm going to say a 3-1. I think Pig Dog's going to be able to touch down a good chunk against him. And I think he's going to get some injuries. But I think Johnny might get a lucky touchdown if he gets the ball first. That's the only reason why I'm giving him the 1. But I think Pig Dog's going to be the victor here regardless.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Johnny. We have to be honest.
Yep. And next things up is going to be me versus some Amazons.
This will be fun. I cannot wait to watch this.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm going to be honest. This one is going to be I would say this one might be tight because, like I said before, you have ways of killing these players. You might have to be willing to sacrifice your players to kill them.
Well, I know I have goblins to sacrifice. I have one goblin I'm probably not going to because he is almost invaluable for my team because he has block and freaking diving tackle. So I probably won't be throwing him. But armor value up, Gabo, and everything else, definitely.
I do want to see one of the Amazon skill Grenadier just because it's funny. Because look at that.
I don't want Grenadier to die here. I need that player. He's a very valuable player, so please don't kill him. I like him. He's like my star player, even though he's really just a nuisance for everyone.
Yeah.
That's his biggest play, yeah. He's just annoying to fight against. Maybe he can get one of his. Maybe we can see some Amazon tackles going in like Grenadier. Maybe that can work.
I hope not. because that team is he only has he has 2 tackle pieces. If I can get rid of them, obviously it's gonna be a lot easier. But they all, of course, have dodge, and there's only 4 block pieces, so that's good for me. He has a wrestle piece, which is his catcher, and his only movement allowance is Deborah. If I can take out Deborah, this game's gonna be way easier, obviously, because that's his star player.
Yeah, if you take out like even one of his blitzers, you're instantly gonna get like an upper hand on him because those blitzers are really, really strong, especially because 3 of them have guard, and it's gonna be really annoying to deal. But as soon as you get rid of like maybe 1 or 2 blitzers, his team is gonna be at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, those blitzers are his backbone, dude. Everything else is like chaff, considering Total Warhammer. They're just chaff. They're just in the way. Those blitzers are the real freaking threat here. But the thing is, I know how to specialize in taking out special pieces. Obviously, with my match against the Dark Elves or other teams, if I can get a hit on them and actually hurt them, I can cripple a team. That's one of my specialties. That's one of the things I know how to do. There is not going to be any inducements here, so it's going to be straight up me versus him. I have goblins, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players. So if I can start taking some guys out, I can get the advantage. Hopefully it doesn't hurt my goblins, because that's not fun. He doesn't have any Mighty Blow, so that's also good for me, considering I have goblins and Skaven, which is armor value 7 stunty. And I have some killing. I have some killing power. I have 2 Mighty Blows, and obviously I foul a lot. And Amazons, against them, fouling is amazing because they're armor value 7.
That's probably going to be your main determining factor. If you get some good old fouls in, then you're probably going to get a good thing. But if the fouls just fail and you get sent off, then it's going to be a huge detriment.
That's the thing with fouls. It can go either way. And I am down a thrower, which is going to suck too.
Yeah.
Well, you do have like a bunch of goblins, and sure, they may not be the best for handling the ball, but at least they're going to be somewhat capable of doing it.
Goblins are just more of a nuisance. I'm not going to lie. for
Fair
teams.
enough. Yeah, you're not probably going to use it for ball, but still, it's a possibility if you're.
Indeed. So I can't really do much about the score about it. What do you think the score is going to be?
What will the score be? I honestly don't know, because it can go either way. So I think that if it's an average match, I think it maybe just 1-1. Maybe if the dice are in your favor, it could be a. Actually, if your dice are in your favor, you're gonna get like a real easy match, maybe like a 1. However, if it goes for the Amazons, like their luck is through the roof. Yeah, then I think it's gonna be 3-1 for. Like, I think that either way, you're both gonna get a touch, but the winning factor is basically lies in the dice. I don't think there's much we can say about it. At least
Fair enough. And what's your take, Black?
To be honest, I'm going for a 1-1 draw, but
Yeah.
I do expect some casualties along the way, though.
Yeah, I do too. On both sides, I'm not gonna lie. These goblins don't like staying up. And sometimes the Skaven don't like staying up either.
Now, shall we move on to the next match?
Indeed, let's move on. It's going to be some I just did that. Some undead versus some freaking elves. Some high elves, to be exact. That is not better than humans, especially.
Some fake better than you.
Some fake ones. Oh man.
Yeah. Sorry to disturb you guys, but I'll be back in a minute. Somebody just call me phone. I gotta take care of. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
That's fine. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up for this match. The undead obviously is going to do some injuries. They've done it in every single game.
Yes, especially the mummies, they're gonna be a huge threat because they're like weaker versions of my ogre, and my ogre did do something to each other.
They're not weaker versions of the ogre. They're the same, and don't have the stupid.
That is true, yeah, but I guess that's like a difference, yeah, because my ogre could have come better without.
And there's 2 of them.
I think that, yeah, there's 2 of them as well. That's also like.
With Mighty Blow. They don't have block.
Yeah, those mummies are definitely gonna be a pain if they get to the elves. Like if they stand it, like they can just get into the like if they get close to those elves are gonna be in big trouble because they have to get out of there, and they can't just push them away because firm obviously. So it's definitely gonna be really if things go wrong for you.
Now, I will say this though, there is gonna be 3 linemen on the line, I guarantee you, and they're not going to any of them have a skill against it. Maybe Gamora might be on the line, but I don't think he will, or she will be. But I think that the and that's just a niggle too. I think that High Elf's going to definitely win this one, just because the straight out stats against him. He's going to be able to run around, take out those ghouls, and he won't really have much to be able to pick up the ball besides his whites. I think there's going to be some injuries, obviously. I think these mummies is going to punch a couple of these guys that are near them and take them down because of that mighty blow. I want to see some dead elves because Maz, you might not be able to get any touchdowns, but you definitely get some injuries on players. Every game, that's what you do.
Maz, improve from what
I agree. I would love to see Maz kill them, but I'll be honest. The way things have gone for Maz, I figure it will be a hard job for him. But if he does get a good run of killing, I would say, yay, go for it.
Well, I said he's probably going to lose the match. I think he's going to probably the High Elf's going to win, but he's going to get some injuries. That's what he's done every single game. He's got injuries against every player, every coach.
Chaos, just every team. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think that Eternal's team is definitely gonna walk of the match with a couple of.
Yep, I don't think it's gonna be any of his key players because I think Eternal's smart enough to keep them away from the big bad mummies. But I also think Eternal is actually smart enough to be able to take out these ghouls, which is his main ball carriers, obviously. And there's something I just now realized. There is a Blitzer that has Dauntless on the High Elf team, which is actually really good. If he can
that's definitely
surround a mummy and outnumber and get Dauntless against it, he can get a 2-die and take down a mummy and maybe possibly foul.
That could possibly be a real game turner. I think that Thor may just be like one of the key players in the game. Like if Thor gets some going, definitely gonna help out a lot.
Oh yeah, Thor's definitely going to help out against mummies. But the biggest players for the elf team is always going to be the Captain America with the Agi up thrower with accurate. Of course, the kicker is going to make it a lot more difficult for the ball on the enemy team to be landing in the better spot for them, obviously. So that's going to be really good. And of course, the Blitzers in general, because they're the only pieces on the elf team that has block.
Yeah.
Undead, their strong ones going to, of course, be the ghouls. That's the ball carrier. One of them has, I think, kick. I think that's kick. So that's also going to be pretty good against them if he can keep that kick. If he can keep that kick player on the field without getting injured. He has 4 block pieces, so double the amount of the elf team. Granted, 2 of them are zombies, the other 2 are whites. So in that case, they can probably be run around in circles. But the biggest ones is going to be the ghouls and the mummies for the undead team. I think Maz knows how to play.
I think we should also mention the lone werewolf. The lone werewolf with block. See, if he gets close enough, like with some assist and whatnot, I think he can definitely be troublesome with like blitzing and whatnot. Especially since
there is going to be inducements involved too, so there might be, like you said, a star player werewolf, because I think the undead can get him. I don't remember how much he is. That or a chainsaw, which is really good against elves, obviously. Or maybe a wizard. A wizard's always good against elves. Wizards is always good against everything, because he's going to get, I think, about 100 and something, 200. So there is going to be inducements involved here. It's going to be a good match. I'm gonna like to see some elf injuries, which is going to be always great. So I think this one's probably going to be a 2-1 High Elves winning.
When it comes to score, I think it will be a 2-0 loss for like the undead. But I think that it will also be like a victory in a sense, because he will get SPP from the ill from not.
So I think in that aspect he made touchdowns. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be.
Well, I'm going for, and this might shock a lot of people, and it might give Maz a heart attack. What I'm going to say, but I think Maz will win 2-1.
Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho! I would like to see it because
I have a
obviously
feeling
don't like
Maz might.
those.
I think Maz might pull a surprise here. So Maz, if you have a heart attack after what I just said there, sorry, buddy, but I think you might pull it off.
Oh ho ho! All right, strong prediction. 2 of us going with L's, 1 going undead. Nice. All right, well, let's start talking about this next match. This is going to be very interesting. We got some dwarfs and some Amber Knights, which is Bertonia.
I'm going to be honest, and this might sound a bit harsh to the dwarf player, but you're outclassed, buddy, because unless you can get a hold of those Grail Knights, you're really not going to be doing much against the Bretonians, to be honest.
Interesting.
But think about it, right? He's got a lot of wrestle. That's where the dwarves' main strength is. Their blocking, but with all those wrestles in, it's gonna be hard for them to do anything.
That's fair. That is fair. But at the same
I
time,
think that some of the linemen on the Bretonian team will definitely have to suffer from getting stomped on a lot. But the good thing is that the Bretonians all have fans and whatnot, so help them out. But either way, being punished by dwarves never play.
yeah. This is what I think. Every single player besides the runner on the dwarf team has block, and most of them have tackle too. So guess what? Those blodgers that Bretonia has not gonna really do much. And there's troll slayers that have frenzy, obviously, so there can be surfing. And there is going to be a whopping amount of freaking. There's gonna be 430 inducements.
And that's where I think the match could be decided. It depends what he picks. If he's clever about this, he should pick like chainsaws or like chefs, things that are going to, some edges, because he needs all he can get against this Bretonian team.
I think his best bet would, of course, get a wizard. That's always great. That or a master chef, because if the chef is really good and takes out 3 of the rerolls, I've seen how Oathmaster plays. He relies on these rerolls. I'm not gonna lie. He relies on these rerolls, because if his blockers or linemen fail something, he rerolls with them. And those rerolls that's what makes that team really good. He has, of course, 4 blockers, but that's the main part of his team. If you take out one of those blitzers, he's gonna have some trouble, because there's not a guard blocker there, so you don't have to worry about guard. You can just start taking out some of these blitzers, surround them, knock them out, because these linemen, you got block. Try to use bend, and you have block, good luck. Now, maybe the blockers will have a little bit better of a chance. And there's also the possibility that he gets a death roller in there. And a death roller against any team, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Or it
gonna
would be
hurt.
fucking
Yeah.
definitely spice things up.
So I definitely think the Bretonia team has a great chance of winning, but like you said, it really depends on what he picks for his inducements.
Agreed.
What's your take here, Ronki?
It's difficult to say, but I think that it will probably be maybe 2-0 win for the Amber.
Oh, wow.
But once again, if he gets proper inducements, it may just be a tie, or maybe even a victory for Dwarves if they get lucky. But
Well, I'm going to say either a 1-1 tie or a 2-1 Dwarves winning, surprisingly. Or maybe for a 0-1 Dwarves winning. Because Dwarves are really good in defense. They're one of the best teams in defense. That and Chaos Dwarves, obviously. If they're played correctly. With these inducements, I think it's going to be really tough. Because Dwarves, let's be honest, they're one of the easiest races to play.
Yeah.
So I think the Dwarves are going to win here. If he can get a Master Chef or something that can hurt this Bretonian team, it's going to go great. Because there's 430 inducements involved. So that's a lot of inducements. He can get a lot of stuff. But yeah. Let's move on, I guess. Did you ever put your stat in for that? Your score?
No, but I'm going for probably a 1-1 draw because the dwarves are too tough to be pushed around, and same goes for the Bretonnians. They're hard to like pin down properly to kill. So I feel this will be a 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The next thing's up is definitely not going to be no draw. It's going to be a smashing of rats, most likely, because it's going to be orcs versus rats.
That's
Boy, this match.
and
I feel.
Yeah, this is not.
so.
Gonna be fun.
What do you think, Ronky? 'Cause you go first.
Well, first of all, his team, Grimm's team, is very much crippled against a fully fleshed team of. It's going to be a lot of punching and a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of injuries. Grim.
Four
it's not that he
mighty
doesn't-
blows. 5 mighty.
Yeah,
No, four.
I think his team is going to get crumpled to paper, but I think if he gets some luck going, especially like just keep the ball on the gutter runner and just keep running away. Then
Run
then I think-
away!
yeah, just run
Yeah,
away.
but
If he does that properly, then I think it would be very much possible that he gets some touchdowns. Either way,
but there's one little problem. There are 2 blitzers with tackles and mighty blow. That might be a bit of a problem for him.
Yeah.
yes, that's definitely going to be really dangerous for him.
Yeah, this is orc team
And
is
the thing
definitely
is,
getting
though-
some teeth.
But
Yep, and-
the good thing is for Grim is that he does have the move that allows to just keep on running away. Like the moment he goes over, he just runs away, then you're fucked because you don't reach him anymore. If he,
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. If I get the ball first, you can bet your ass I'm going to spend most of that half trying to kill him and have his fur as a new like
yes,
skinned coat.
Wait, what fur? I thought that it got all eaten by disease.
Still got fur.
Not much.
I could always make some gloves or a proper skin coat.
you can make some gloves because most of their skin's just leather. I don't know if there's gonna be much of a rat team left though when you get done with them.
yeah. I think the big if Grim just keeps running away, he'll be fine. But considering there's always going to be punching on a Blood Bowl pitch,
He's
I
gonna
will
have his
definitely.
strength up Gutter Runner Rat Ogre back next game, so they're not gonna die because they're already out.
That's true. Yeah, at least he'll still have his gutter runner, who will be very nice.
Yeah, but the question is, though, will he have his brethren with him when I'm done?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a. But
Yeah.
I believe that he can make it work. He can possibly get a victory in.
I
In
think
which
he might get a
case,
touchdown.
Black-
I don't think he's gonna win. I think it's
Oh,
probably
yeah, you
be.
never know. What
I think it's gonna be a 3-1 Black winning. That's just the case. Black is just
If
really
the
good.
dice are in favor, if the dice are truly are in Grim's favor, which I hope they are, because Grim, maybe he'll get a 2-1 in, just like.
I mean,
I
it's
have
very
my-
possible, especially if you're trying to freaking say something about his dice. Freaking this luck
Oh, yes.
nonsense. You
Yes,
might not be
Funky.
lucky yourself, but
Well-
you lucking everyone else out is ridiculous.
Oh, you bet I will bless it, dice.
Careful, Ronky. What did I say to you last night? Bless too much, and it's you who's gonna get cursed.
Don't worry. I mean, if you want to talk about curse, let's just look at. Well, actually, we'll cover that in the.
Oh, let
Yeah,
me.
let's first continue.
I already said my side. Alright, never mind. You're good. But
Yeah. Anyway,
But since we're talking about Ronky, before we go
Yeah,
into the next match, let's just skip over that for a minute and let Black start talking about some smack that he's gonna be saying about ogres versus humans.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. I think this match is I'm sorry to say this, Ronky, but this is Joe's to lose. Here's why. He's got 5 ogres now, which I don't care what you say, that's terrifying. 5 of them running about, bashing. Potentially you could lose a player, you could lose up to 2 players per turn. By law of average.
yeah, this will be a fun match. Especially if he gets
And-
the ball to his own.
Yes, that ogre. And the thing is, though, right? I think the only downside I think you have, Ronky, is you're going to be outpowered ridiculously. You have to rely on your speed to get away from him. But if Nuffle decides to give you a good kick in the teeth, just saying, right, for all the blessing you've done, I think you're in for a long and, seriously, bruising affair.
Kick will be in for painful.
Whatever you do, don't say despair. You might call upon Pirate Joe.
I mean, he's got two ogres with guard, which is like, oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, that is very scary.
And he has a pylon ogre, which is even worse.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny.
Johnny.
No, Johnny. Say Joe. Now, Joe. Wrong person. Joe. If you're listening and watching, friendly advice: don't use pylon unless you have broken the armor for an injury. Only use it for that.
Yep.
Don't use it for anything else.
And my advice to you, Romkey, if you can get down an ogre, surround him and foul.
Yes, I will. If I do get the chance, I will foul that fucking ogre. I'm gonna do it. I want to be the second Russian Trump and just kill an ogre.
I want to be the second Russian Trump.
I want to kill just for the love of it, just because. Who gives a shit? If I know for a fact I'm gonna get bitten by Joe. Joe is not gonna show me, so I might as well return the favor and give him some despair.
Alright, if you cannot kill an ogre, do me a favor, take one of your Mighty Blow Blitzers and take out that strength of Nobbler.
I will try that as well, yeah. I wanna...
Oh, yeah.
And you got guard on a lineman and of course your ogre, so, well, you have actually 2 linemen on the guard. You can get some 2-die blocks against those ogres with a regular person, by the way. Just line your lineman up. So 3, 4, 5. So you get a 1-die, then just put another guy there. Then you're good. Oathmaster, say despair 3 times and Pirate Joe appears. Oh man, that's great, Oathmaster.
And yeah. Anyhow, let's decide on the scores, because we're well nearly over the hour mark now for the show.
Probably so. But my score is going to be. I think you're going to win, Romkey, but barely. I think it's going to be either a 2-1 win or a 3-2 win.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw, but with a lot of death and casualties.
Yeah.
It will not be a pleasant match.
And you can't say anything because you're.
You think?
But let's go.
I can't. Like, maybe I can.
But let's go ahead and start talking about this last match of the week since we skipped over it. It's going to be some Lizardmen versus some Chaos Dwarfs.
Yes.
This is going to be an old-fashioned slugfest between the two
Indeed.
teams.
It will be. It's going to be great.
However, I have to tip the edge to Scythe.
Oh ho ho.
And here's why. He has a crap ton of tackle
Yeah.
on his side.
Yeah, he's got a lot
And
of
if he's clever about this, he can actually get a hold of those skinks and make their lives a living hell.
Yeah, especially
As soon
Russian
as all
Trump.
If he manages to get some skinks down on the floor, kill them or whatever, I think Bright will be in a very painful situation, because there's no way his SARs are going to get the ball. Like,
Now, I will say this. Scythe, he has more block, obviously, but he doesn't have the strength here. He has 3 players that have strength 4, which is really good, because he can possibly get some decent 2-dies against the Saurus, and one of them is a freaking monster, freaking Hobgoblin, which is amazing. I love the Hobgoblin. He's definitely a star player of that team. But he does have a guard with Jed, so that's gonna be great. And he has a mighty blow with Tucker. So I think the factor is going to definitely be, can block outlast the strength, or can he get a tackle player on some of those skinks and take them out? Especially with, if you can get Tucker on one of those freaking skinks, you could just say adios to amigo to that skink.
Yeah, and Brian, if you're watching, your Russian Trump better kill a dwarf, because if he doesn't deserve to be called Russian Trump.
Yeah, I want to see
He'll be
Trump.
impeached.
I want to see Russian Trump kill a.
Oh man.
I see a dwarf. Killing a dwarf is more fun than killing a bull centaur.
Well, that bull centaur does have a niggle, so it can be possible to kill him. I gotta say this though before anything else. Oathmaster's gonna be praying for your dice to be blessed, Romkey.
Oh, thank you all.
Oh, man.
I don't think it's gonna help very much, but I appreciate.
Oh man. But yeah, this is gonna be a close match. I think it's gonna be either a tie, like a 1-1 or a 2-2. Most likely a 1-1, or a 2-1 with Bright Owls winning just because he is faster. Grant, I really don't know. It could go either way, but I say it's tie. 1-1 tie.
Yeah. Yeah. If tackle works out, then I think the dwarves will be able to tie it and maybe even outscore them with centaurs. But like, if Bright get lucky and his job properly, then I think it may just be a 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw as well, because I can't see Bright getting a lot of touchdowns, but I cannot see Scythe, doing much either.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be an old-fashioned just brawl in the middle to see who lasts out.
One tip for you, Scythe, though: keep a safety. Please keep a safety. If you don't keep a safety, those skinks gonna run around you. But other than that, that's pretty much this entire stream. We've gone over everything we need to. So thank you two gentlemen on joining this. Thank you everyone who's been watching, and we'll see all of you next week in the next analysis video. Take it easy.
See you later. See you later, guys.